Jeez, so bright. All right, about that time, folks. All right, full disclosure, it's dark back here. I can't see a thing, so I hope you can see me and hear me. Leave me a comment. Let me know. I have no idea what's happening. It's dark early now in Indiana. All right. Hey, gang, welcome to the party. So, my name is Chef Cisco, and you've landed on my foodie channel, Cisco Smokehouse. This is a channel designed for the foodie in you. So, whether you're beginning your culinary journey or you've been on the journey for a while, I'm sure you're going to find something on this channel that you're going to like. So, be sure to subscribe, hit the bell so you know the next time we do something awesome for you. Today, we've been talking about the best holiday cheese for some time now. And I've been asking the question, what is the best holiday cheese? And I've gotten some answers, so thank you for the ones who have answered. But today we are going to reveal what I think to be the best holiday cheese. And I'm going to start preparing my smoker because I'm going to need that for this reveal. So, uh, here's the thing. Before we start, a couple things I wanted to do real quick. One is some shout outs. While I wait for a couple of people to join us, I definitely feel like I got to give some shout outs to some very special people who have been following my channel for some time. We've been around for what, 3 years or so? And got a decent following. Thank you guys. Mostly thanks to our pernil video, how to prepare a pernil video. So I just want to send a shout out to at Nina Martinez 5171, who's been hanging with me for a year. Came in because of the pernil video. Thanks for hanging with us. Also to my man Jake the Snake 9528. Yo, Jake. Jake's been hanging with us for 2 years now. Jake has asked some very serious questions on the pernil video, which I'm going to answer right now, Jake. So check it out, man. If you are ever in the position where you want to make we were making a rub, right, with the oil. Yeah, here we go. So if you take your seasoning, whatever rub you got, Jake, and it's a 2-to-1 ratio. So 2 seasonings, 1 oil. So if you're using a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons of seasoning, 1 tablespoon of oil, you mix that up and you're going to get your paste. And that paste is what you can do and use to marinate all kinds of meats. So anytime you want to do that, man, just a little bit of olive oil, 2-to-1, 2 for rubs, 1 for the seasoning. Thank you, Jake the Snake, for hanging with us all this time. 2 years, man. You're awesome. Another shout out to Super Soul Star, who's been hanging with us for 2 years. Randy 6167, 2 years. I'm so glad you were successful in making your own pernil, Randy, after watching our video. That's pretty cool. Definitely got to send a shout out to my man at Don Valor. So if you're ever into gaming, check out Don Valor on YouTube. My main man, the Ninja. So thanks, Don Valor. Of course, can't not send a shout out to his daughter, Ari. Love you, girl. Oh man, definitely another shout out to at David Cruz 643. So check out at David Cruz 643. He's got some pretty awesome music out there, all original. That's the man, my Uncle David. And last but not least, man, I got to give a shout out to at Poppy We One. At Poppy We One. You've been a follower long before I ever had a YouTube channel. My biggest supporter, thank you very much. All right, so I am trying to see what's going on with my smoker gang because right before I opened up and started, I was getting the smoker ready, and this side heat element, it's electric, and it burned out, so it's no longer working for me. So now I am going to make sure the show goes on a different way. Don't you worry. We're going to make this work. So let me light this back up. There we go. We need air. All right. So what we're working with today is some pallets. I don't know. They have wood pallets at many hardware stores. I'm going to bring some a little closer so you can maybe see wood pellets. Traegers use these. A lot of smokers use these now. I'm using a competition blend today from the Pit Boss, but these are the wood pellets that we're using to smoke our cheese. So cold smoking is something that I've come to master. Actually, cousin of mine, Reynaldo, shout out to Reynaldo. He turned me on to cold smoking. He says, "Cuz man, you're handling this smoking meats really well. Are you familiar with cold smoking?" And I'm like, tell me more. He's like, oh, like smoked Gouda or smoked salmon or smoked bacon. And I went, oh, yeah, okay. So I really deep dove into that. And now I feel like I've come to master cold smoking. Even when my apparatus is not working, I can make it work. So while those pellets are warming up, cold smoked cheese. That's the answer. That's the answer. What's the best holiday cheese? As long as it's cold smoke, it doesn't even matter if you're into Gouda, if you're into cheddar, if you're into mozzarella. Like it totally doesn't matter what kind of cheese that you like, as long as it's smoked. Because at the holiday times, that's when we have to go a little above and beyond what we normally do, right? All right, gang. So what do I have? I have a 6 pound loaf of low moisture mozzarella cheese. So we're going to work with that today. And then I also have a 5 pound loaf of extra sharp cheddar because those are my two go-tos when I go to make my mac and cheese, smoked mac and cheese. So I'm going to work with that. The mozzarella and the cheddar, we're going to smoke those tonight. I won't make you stay for the whole thing. I'm just going to have you watch how we begin. I'll tell you what to do because I know a lot of you folks out there are getting smokers for the holidays, or maybe you got one last year and you've been smoking meats all year and now you want to do something new with it. So cold smoking is something new. So let me get this cheese open. And I'm sort of procrastinating because I need those pellets to finish getting warmed up. So rule number one on cold smoking, just make sure that your heat is not inside the tank with whatever you're trying to smoke. So a side apparatus like this, there's a lot of them on Amazon. I'm actually going to buy a new one. I've already saw one that I'm going to buy today. It'll be here tomorrow. So that I can cold smoke with an electrical apparatus. It's going to blow the smoke into my tank like it's supposed to, since this thing is broken. But here we go. So I have a 5 pound piece of cheese right here. And the first thing we need to do is we need to break this down because if I put this whole 5 pound in there, it will smoke, but in the middle, it won't have full smoke. The other thing is you don't want to work with little pieces of cheese. So like the 8 ounce pieces that you buy at the grocery store wouldn't work so good because they're very thin. Now you can cold smoke them, but you just have to do it for a very little time. I learned that lesson early on. Sticking a thin piece of cheese in a cold smoker for as long as I put these cheeses in is very nasty. Very bitter cheese is what I got. All right. So we're going to cut this down to 1 pound bricks right now. All right. The best way to do that, if you have a big one, measure it out, put lines on it, put little notches on it so you know where to cut it. If you don't have a cheese slicer like this, you can always use the biggest knife that you have. Just make sure it's sharp. Be patient with it and make sure your fingers are not going to be at the bottom as you're trying to cut through. All right. But I happen to have this cheese slicer. So we're cutting our pound bricks. And then we're going to cut up this mozzarella right behind it into 1 pound bricks as well. Okay, so before we go, too, guys, just want to make sure that let's see, that you know a couple of other things that are happening around here. I know we talked about the shout outs. Oh, big question. Big question was, Cisco, how about that pernil? How do you cook it? So, in our most popular video currently, the how to prepare a pernil, a lot of folks were asking about how to actually cook it. How long do you cook it? What temperature do you cook it? So, those answers, it just depends because all equipment are different. Also, the bigger the piece of meat, the longer it's going to take. Um, but in addition to that, the lower you actually can cook it, yes, it's going to take longer, but that meat is going to get so juicy and so lovely and so great that you're going to be really happy with the results. Now, it doesn't mean that you'll be unhappy by cooking it higher and faster, but if you have the time to wait, waiting is a good idea because the slower you can cook pork, the better pork becomes. But according to Google, I believe it is, here we go. Pork cooks at 275 degrees Fahrenheit for 55 to 85 minutes for best results, according to Google. And you're going to cook it until the internal temperature is 150. But according to the folks out in Canada, they say 325 is the right temperature Fahrenheit, and it's 25 to 30 minutes per pound. And your internal temperature should be at 155. So it's fairly close, just depends on what temperature you want to go. But the better answer for me is this: go for the internal temperature. That matters more than what temperature you're cooking in and for how long, as long as you have the time to do that. Put a probe on the inside, make sure your internal temperature is what you want it to be, and that's how you're going to have perfect meat every single time. All right, we're almost ready to put this cheese in here, guys. Third thing I want to tell you real quick before you go is we have new memberships on our channel. So check it out. If you look around my channel, you'll see a membership tab, and we have new memberships starting at the entry level. We're calling it the Line Cook membership for $2.99. You're going to get some pretty awesome badges for your time that you spend as a member. You'll get some pretty special emojis that I'm going to upload more of that you can use in the chats. And sous chef, which is level 2, is $6.99. And for the sous chef level, you're also going to get access to new videos early before everyone else. You'll get member shout outs for sure, and you'll see some photos and some status updates all over our page and our channel. And you'll get some exclusive members only videos that no one else will be able to see, starting at that second level and above. So exclusive videos that will be uploaded that no one else can get to, and also some exclusive live streams. And we'll talk about what kind of streams those will be later as we get members. And then third, the highest level of membership is our head chef membership. It's $24.99. And for that, you're going to get everything else we talked about. Plus, you can choose your very own Cisco Smokehouse rub of choice every single month that you are that platinum member, that head chef member. We have the pork rub, we have the beef rub, the chicken rub, and the rib rub. Any of those four you can choose every single month. Pick one, you can mix it up. You'll always have a rub in your cupboard. So that's kind of something cool and new. And finally, make sure you check out CiscoSmokehouse.com for all of the products that we have available, most of which can be shipped directly to you in the United States, wherever you are. We have our rubs, we have our sauces, the barbecue sauce, the dipping sauce, which is also a great salad dressing, believe it or not. We used to call it a Spice Island dressing. And Lena's secret sauce, which is like a tomatillo sauce. This is all vegan, gluten-free. Excellent. This one here, you're not going to find online, okay? Cisco Quito is the creamiest, most delicious coconut-flavored drink you'll ever experience. Very popular during the holidays. It is not available online because that is not okay according to the laws of this world. So if you know me, find me and we can talk. All right, so my smoker is ready. I'm going to go ahead and shut this thing down, get the cheese inside. We'll talk about how long. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do afterwards because I got some over here already ready, okay? All right, so let me lock this down. The goal now is for this smoke to start going into the chamber. Now, it's currently a little warmer outside than I wanted it to be today. It happens to be one of the warmest days of the month here in November. So it was like 69 earlier today. The tank here was at 58 degrees earlier, but I put in a a tray of ice in here. And so that tray of ice is going to bring the temperature of the tank down. The reason why I still have the tank open is because of the fuel smell of the wax that I started with, the wax cubes. I don't want that fuel smell on my cheese. So as I'm smelling it still, as it's starting to dissipate, that's why my tank is open. Now that the fuel is out, the wax is no longer burning, so I won't have to worry about that anymore. I'm going to discard that in my little metal pail I have here. All right. And now we can smoke. So you see the smoke is coming into the chamber. The wax smell is now gone, and so now the cheese can go inside the chamber, guys, and we're about done. So check this out. If you're doing this at home and you're going to cold smoke some cheese, as long as they're about 1.5 to 2.5 inches thick like mine are, smoke this thing for a good 90 minutes and then go ahead and take it out. So 90 minutes is my time for the cold smoked cheese. I think it's perfect as long as you're managing a good smoke. That's going to be kind of important. So pay attention to your smoke. Make sure you have a good smoke, and you can go 90 minutes like I do. All right. So I'm going to stand these boys up. I stand them up because it seems to be that the smoke goes around it a lot better when it's standing instead of it's laying down. So I don't know if that's true. That's just how I feel. It's what I've done now. As I've practiced over the years, this is the way I find to be better. So now I'm going to go ahead and close this chamber, and it's going to fill up with smoke. And then I'm going to start my timer, okay? Let's see. Here we go. This is the cheese I did earlier today. All right, so it's completely done. I am so ready to get a taste, all right, and show you what we do and how we preserve these, all right? So if you have vacuum seal bags, that's, I feel, the best way to protect your cheese. It's going to protect it for the longest period of time. Doesn't matter the brand. I mean, I have the Food Saver brand. These things are pretty inexpensive online, the bags. You just put your cheese inside the bag. I like these because they're already a size, portion size, ready to go. But put the cheese in the bag. Get it over to my Food Saver. I'm doing it upside down, gang, just so you can see. So I hope it's not too awkward for me. Let's see. I'm going to cut off the excess. All right. And then I'm just going to stick this in here, and it should. There it is. All right. While that's happening, I want to cut me a piece of cheese to taste. I have not had Cisco's smoked cheeses in almost a year, guys. Even me, I haven't had it in over a year. All my equipment has been in Indiana, and I've been in Atlanta. So I am so happy to have smoked cheese again. Anybody here in the Northwest Indiana area who misses Cisco's smoked cheese, I will definitely have some extras available, so you will be able to purchase some if you like, okay? I don't need all of this for the holidays. Oh, smoked mozzarella, smoked cheddar. Yep, I miss it. So then you're fully vacuum packed. You can stick that in the refrigerator. Note the expiration date on the cheese that you buy, because that's how long it's going to last, as long as you protect it right. All right. Now, technically, they say when you smoke food, it can last longer, but that's not legally. That's just technically, okay? So count on the date that was on the original package, as long as you keep the cheese cool and as long as you're not letting it get too hot, you know, and it doesn't get unsafe, etc., etc. That's how you pack those. And that's always my favorite, is the smoked cheddar. Okay, so anything else I got to tell you before I let you go? I think we're good, gang. Oh, for Poppy Wee 1, you're the only one who commented anything that had to do with smoked cheese. You said smoked Gouda, which actually I love smoked Gouda. When I went to go get my cheeses at my supplier, they didn't have the Gouda I wanted, and I was really sad because I'd missed the smoked Gouda. But Poppy Wee, for you, visit CiscoSmokehouse.com. See which rub you like, because I want to send you one because you are awesome and you were the closest one to guess the best holiday cheese, which was smoked cheese. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for coming to Cisco Smokehouse. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope I helped a little bit. Look at now, the smoke is coming out the top. Now it's time to start my timer. I'm going to go 90 minutes from now. And I want to make sure that my smoke is still always coming out the top. So don't do one of those set it and forget it situations. Keep an eye on your smoke. Sometimes it like loses oxygen and the smoke wants to go out because it's just pellets. And so depending on which apparatus you're using, it may be more difficult for you, like it is for me tonight because my apparatus is broken. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you hit the bell. That new pernil video of how to cook pernil is coming out soon. I really appreciate everyone out there. You have yourself an awesome and amazing holiday. And if you need any smoked cheese, hit me up. See ya.